Hello, leader. I'm always amazed and saddened to hear how many strong and capable women do not have an incredible support system in their small businesses or in their homes. It's one of the first questions I ask when I meet a new client. Tell me about your assistant. That's when many of them tell me one of these three things. 1, they admit they don't have one. 2, they tell me they fired them and haven't replaced them yet. Or 3, they tell me they have one, but they're not thrilled. Sometimes I meet a person who actually does have a stellar assistant, but that seems to be more and more rare these days. On today's episode, let's talk about hiring a local assistant who can support you in the business and at home. Yes, I said local, not VA. Oh, and be sure to take notice of the details of our next free live and virtual workshop that's coming up in a few weeks. I'll share more details later on in the show. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast. If you are a woman who owns a small business and you'd like to learn how to lead your team so they don't need you to hold their hand, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Shelli Warren. I've led winning teams in retail, innovative technical teams at a Fortune 50 corporation, and coached many remote teams to win at work. And in case you're wondering, no one escapes team troubles, including me. You already know that the people side of running your business can be tough. I'm here to help. So let's jump into today's episode with a little reminder that the team that got you here may not be the team that will get you there. We're deep into our hiring series here on the podcast, and I couldn't pass the chance to create an episode about hiring assistants. I've seen it hundreds of times. Having a great assistant in your life can amplify your success, both in your business and at home. If you've been online for any time, you know that there's always lots of talk about hiring virtual assistants, especially those from overseas at low prices. And if you're on LinkedIn, you've probably been bombarded with DMs from VAs looking for more clients. Now, total transparency here. I do have a team member from the Philippines who provides graphic designs for us. She creates our worksheets, workbooks, slide decks, retreat journals, and those free resources that many of you take advantage of and download from the website. So specifically, Yane adds value to our client experience with her great eye for graphics and document formatting. As far as assistants go, I've had both. I've had a virtual assistant from the US, and I've had a local assistant. I am a fan of the local assistant, and let me tell you why. It's easier to develop working relationships with people who are in your workspace as compared to trying to get to know people on video or inside chat boxes and digital channels. It's easier to train and demonstrate tasks and your preferences and those specific outcomes to someone who's right there in front of you. And the number one reason why I'm such a fan of you having a local assistant is that they can help you with physical tasks, including those tasks that can provide more ease at home. Imagine the time you'd get back by having someone who can run errands for you. My clients have their assistants help with everything from buying gifts, to mailing packages, to delivering documents, to picking up dry cleaning, to checking in on contractors who are providing services in their homes, such as landscaping, carpet or window cleaning, or pool maintenance. And how about having someone take your car in for regular maintenance, or be your eyes and ears for venue selection and event planning setup? Wouldn't it be great to have someone who would, over time, know your preferences so well that they begin to think like you? You know, one of the key services a great assistant provides is availability. Now, it's obviously harder to be available to you when your assistant lives in another time zone. And many virtual assistants are overseas, so they're way off the mark of your time zone, and it can feel unreasonable to ask them to meet you online for a face-to-face conversation. So you don't, and instead you rely on Slack, Voxer, or some sort of project management tool like ClickUp and Asana, and those chat features can get really out of hand. So how well are those working relationships going when you're essentially a voice or a text message? It can really add to their sense of isolation and not belonging when they literally don't have any real-time conversations with a live person. The other disadvantage is that often connectivity can be a challenge if your assistant is overseas due to weather. Our team member in the Philippines often has trouble during storm seasons when their infrastructure is impacted, sometimes for days at a time. And alternatively, a local assistant can provide you with that up-leveled amount of availability, even if they do work from home as part of their schedule. I added a desk to my office to accommodate the times when my local assistant visited me to collaborate on tasks. It definitely added to her sense of belonging when a workspace was set up for her. She had the keys to my space, a parking spot, and everyone in my building got to know her. Having a local assistant greatly impacts how you feel because it adds to your level of accomplishment, connection, and your general well-being because you have someone to talk to that's right there in front of you. Your local assistant will also become more deeply integrated into the culture and the operations of your business. They can observe the day-to-day flow and understand nuances that may not be communicated online. And hey, it's a fact. In-person working relationships can build trust more quickly. With a local assistant, there's more immediate oversight, which may increase accountability and reduce the likelihood of any distractions. And their connections, ideas, and knowledge about your area will make it easy for them to offer suggestions, moving something forward and generally executing a task without any hand-holding. Now, you may choose to refer to them as an executive assistant, a personal assistant, an administrative assistant, or sometimes even a house manager. Regardless of the title you give them, this role is crucial to your business operations. Assistants who have a dual work plan, whereby they provide ownership for tasks that are necessary to run an efficient home and a personal life, in my opinion, should have a higher salary. Here's why. Your home is your sanctuary, where your loved ones reside, and therefore an assistant who offers services inside your home should be held to a high level of accountability, confidentiality, and of course, trust. So yes, your business assistant would also be held to these standards, but adding the responsibility of your home, vehicle, pets, children, family care appointments, and everything else that makes up your personal life demands a level of loyalty and decorum beyond the professionalism required in your business. So suffice to say, paying top dollar for an assistant who is either solely responsible for work-related tasks or both is totally worth it. You'll feel the difference in the time you will get back, the improved sleep you'll have because your mind is not racing about a to-do list, and then the joy and comfort that you'll experience pulling up into your driveway, knowing that things at home are taken care of will greatly add to your quality of life. So are you worrying about what people will say if you have an assistant at home? You know, it's funny how no one bats an eye about having an assistant in your business. It's actually assumed, especially for those of you who have a business at a certain level of impact. Yet, it's still not fully embraced that you could have, and should have, help at home too. That's why I encourage my clients to hire their assistant or assistants through their business, pay them through the business, and integrate them into the business so that it's just the normal way to do business and life as a working woman now. Providing them with a work plan, ownership areas, a budget, a credit card, feedback, and performance reviews, just as you would with any other team member. After all, they're an integral part of your business and life, so let's make sure they know it. So before I let you go, I have 2 announcements for you. First up, you're invited to come and join me at a free live virtual workshop. It's called the Team Tune-Up, and it's in early November. At the Team Tune-Up, we'll evaluate your team's performance, identify challenges, and provide actionable solutions to set you on a path to success. Don't go into the final months of this year without being surrounded by people who are thriving in their roles. Let's work together, uncover what's holding you and your business back from greatness, and then put a plan together to get back on track. Grab your seat at stackingyourteam.com/team tune-up. And the second thing I want you to know about is that if you have a team of 5 or more and you're ready to stop searching around on social media or trying to find a book on Amazon for your team and leadership advice, why not consider instead joining the Leadership Lab or coming to work with me one-on-one, and I'll share my experience with you so that you can accelerate your ability to find, keep, and onboard your best candidates, promote your top talent into leadership roles that will free you up and get you out of the daily operations, and then keep the people you want while releasing the ones you don't. Come on, together, let's build you a team of highly capable and trusted people. So become a client, get the help you need, and then watch your team improve. Watch your calendar get freed up, and watch how adding a few simple structures into how you run your team will spill right over across your whole business. Apply today directly from the website or the link that's in the show notes. You know, leadership can be exciting, challenging, and lonely at times, so don't go it alone. Let me help you create the team and the leadership structure that you've been craving. So until next time, remember, if you have a dream, you need a team. So let's get stacking yours today.